Well, good morning. Today is Friday, August 30th. 2 more days and then my birthday month starts. Not my birthday month. You heard me right. You heard me right. But today we've got, oh, my flowers went over. 1 minute, I gotta fix this. Well, my other ones went over too, over there, see? We had a pretty big windstorm last night. It was pretty, not anywhere near 4 hours. And Christy at Planning Us Healthy, I'm praying for you to be safe. Because the hurricanes, she showed us where she lives, and it's heading right her way. But anyway, we're talking about my birthday month. It's Gina Pearson's birthday month too. I didn't forget you, Gina. Those are the only people that in September, me and Gina, that I know celebrate the whole month. Most people just celebrate the day. Pshaw, you're silly. You got the whole month. See, mine is better because it's at the beginning of the month. Gina's is at the end of the month. But then, either way, I'm still celebrating. But Natalie Johnson said, enough about your birthday, Sandy. Today is my birthday. I know. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Natalie. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha-cha. Yeah. And also, it's Kim Reed's birthday. Kim gets a song. She knew that. She wasn't doubting me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kim. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha. I can't give Natalie an extra cha-cha-cha, not you. That's just not allowed. But it's also Deborah's birthday too. And I have in my calendar that she's 55. And I don't know if it carried over from last year. And she's 56 this year, but maybe I'm going to make her 55 again. Any way you look at it. Deborah's going to be 55 today, now and forever. Like Jack Benny was 39. Okay, now I've aged myself. But I'm quite sure a good majority of you know who Jack Benny was. But Deborah gets a song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Deborah. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha, cha-cha-cha. It's Friday, so I'm going to eat light. I'll show you some of my food, but I don't really eat that much on a Friday. I'm really still proud of myself that I didn't eat the cannoli. They look so good. It was at a regular, the restaurant we went has been open since 1956 in the same location. So they're doing pretty well. They really are. I would have liked to have gone to see my own house, but no, it would have been risky. It's sad. Even where I used to live, that neighborhood kind of got a little bit rough too. And this one man was driving his car, and witnesses said he was driving the speed limit. And a little boy had ran out between two parked cars. It was a busy street. It wasn't like a side street. It was a busy street. And a little boy had run out between two parked cars, and he had hit him. He didn't kill him, but he had, hit him and knocked him down. And he stopped to get out to help the little boy. And the people came and beat the crap out of him. They just beat him up really bad. And what was good, too, though, was there was good Samaritans that came to take the bad people off of him that had, hit the little boy. It was the little boy's fault. I mean, but it's, he was, the driver was never issued a ticket. He was cleared because of witnesses' statements. They had, cameras on the storefronts that showed that the little boy had ran out of nowhere, and that the man was doing the speed limit. But so we didn't go over to that house either, because Jim and I've lived in a lot of different places. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere. Johnny Cash. But for the most part, it was sad. That's all I can say. It's just sad. But every time I go to the dentist, I go by my other house that we lived in, which I really liked. When I walked into that house, when we were looking to buy the house, the one we bought in Clinton Township, when I walked in the house, I knew that was the house I wanted to buy. I just knew it because it was a home. It was my home. But since it was the very first house that we looked at when we were buying, we didn't want to buy the very first house we looked at. So we probably looked at about 10 or 12 other houses, and we came back and bought that one. And the same's true with this house. When I walked into this house, I just felt it was home. But it wasn't the first house. We had looked at probably 4 or 5 before we looked at this one. But when I walked in this one, I just knew. But we came back to this one 3 times before we actually bought it because Jim wasn't that sure. And actually, now looking back, if he would have realized that, because all of the garages around here are 3-car garages, except for mine is a 2, maybe 2.5. Not even 2.5. It's a little bit bigger than a 2-car garage. But most people have a 3-car garage. And after we moved in, it took him a couple months before he realized that we could have had a 3-car garage, because he has a 4-wheeler in here that's kind of shoved to the side and over, which he would have rather had like a little area to have all of his stuff rather than have to put the shed up. But that's neither here nor there. You don't really care about that. I understand that. I never laughed so hard when I was watching Dish with Dee last night. I'm surprised I didn't wake Jim up. I mean, I was in the other room, but I was watching videos till about 2 o'clock. And it had to have been like 1:30. And she was driving to work. Somebody, I think they got mad at her because she didn't turn on the right, even though she didn't have to turn on the right. And so she started yelling at him. She reminded me of me. I get so aggravated. And what I wish I had like, when I did, well, you'll see it tomorrow, I did a would you rather. And one of the, or maybe it was, no, it was the Suzanne tag, you know, if you could turn back time or something, if you could stop time. I realized that yesterday when I was driving, I wish I could have stopped time and redid what I had just done, because there's this one gas station by where I live that it's really very difficult to turn left out of. And the only way you can really turn left is if you get kind-hearted people that stop to let you out. And the guy in this lane had stopped to let this driver out of to make the left-hand turn from the gas station. So I stopped too. And did this man not even, you know, like, how hard is it just to go, thank you, you know? I mean, it's just common knowledge. And it wasn't like he was a younger guy that maybe I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, he's a young driver and he didn't know. No, he was like in his 50s. I think from at least 50 on, we know the universal sign for thank you, which is thank you. Even if you don't say thank you, just waving your hand. The universal sign. I know for sure that people over 60 know it, and I think people over 50, maybe even people over 40. I taught my children that, so I know that my children are under 40. Well, one of them, Christy. But they know it. So if I could have turned back time yesterday, I would have stopped time and made him go back and wait, because it's just aggravating. It's just aggravating. And then I was just scrolling through my comments real quick before I went to bed. Frecky Fit Wolf, you don't want to challenge me. Ask Kate over at Smack Vision. I challenged her about Connecticut because I came up with all kinds of Michigan facts, and he was trying to tell me that the St. Louis Zoo was probably better than the Detroit Zoo. I cannot tell you for 100% certainty that you're correct on that, Robbie, or Rob, or Robert. What do you go by? I know it's not Frecky Fit Wolf. Frecky Fit Wolf is his channel name. I think his name is Robbie, because I hear Lisa on from Dumpy to Diva call him Robbie, but Barrett Pastor calls him Robert. So I don't know what he goes by. He doesn't want me to come up with a nickname. And I was informed by the brat that she's come up with a nickname for me. She did tell me what it was, but I am not going to tell you what it is. I'm sure she's going to mention it on her channel, and I don't want to steal any more of her thunder. So we'll let her reveal the name. But I have to say I like it. I do like it. Anyway, he challenged me about his zoo. And when my sister Sue was alive, my sister Sue, my sister Mary, my sister Denise, and myself, we would go on a yearly trip. And my sister Denise loves, I don't even know if I can emphasize that enough, loves the zoo. So no matter where we went, we always went to the zoo. There was one zoo in Tennessee, and I apologize, so if you live in Tennessee, let me know which one it is. It was either in Nashville or Memphis because we went to both cities on our stay there. Because we flew to Nashville and did all the sights in Nashville, and then we rented a car and drove to Memphis and did all the sights in Memphis, and then we flew home from Memphis. But the zoo kind of was like Egyptian theme. It was really neat. I really liked it. But back to Robbie's St. Louis Zoo. I've never been there. But I would have to say of all the zoos we've been to, because I've been to the zoo in Toronto, I've been to the zoo in Boston, Chicago, Nashville and Memphis, Detroit obviously, Orlando. Oh, and Toledo. If I had to pick the best zoo that I've been to, it would have to be the Toledo Zoo. And I hate to give Sue Slims Down a victory on that because Michigan and Ohio have a rivalry, and that's what our new rivalry is the Michigan-Ohio rivalry to get to 100 pounds. Because if you watch football, there's a big rivalry between Michigan and Ohio State. Michigan and Ohio. U of M and Michigan. Oh, get this all confused. There's Michigan State, which is my best friend's alma mater, but we don't speak of Michigan State. We go, I'm sorry if I offend anybody, but this is a University of Michigan household, although none of us went to University of Michigan. I don't understand. We've just decided that our loyalty lies with them. And in Ohio State. I think Woody Hayes was the coach for Ohio State. And he punched one of his own players. I remember that. But anyway, okay, I'm just babbling now, and it's 12 minutes in. I gotta go. Let's go for a walk. No Denise. No Jim. Jim's in the house. Sick. Okay, a beautiful walk yet again. I walked 2.3 miles. Nice little breeze. Saw a couple dog walkers. Saw some people out weeding. Great way to start the day. It's just such a great way to start the day. I'm gonna go in and drink my water, take my shower, and get busy. I'm gonna go by the post office and see if I got any mail. Okay, just see you at breakfast. All right, I know it's been a boring video today. I have a collab coming out next week. I think it's with Weight Watchers with Carrie. I think it's with Carrie. About what's in your fridge. I didn't want you to see how dirty my fridge was. So I tore the whole thing apart. I took everything out, took all the shelves out, completely stripped it naked, and scrubbed it down and cleaned it. And cleaned up my freezer. So tomorrow when I film it, it'll look all sparkly new. It'll look so nice. It'll look really nice. But I did stop at the post office today, and I got some mail. So let's see what we got. How cute. Let me read it real quick. Yeah, I can read it. It said, Sandy, just a little note to say hello. I appreciate you and I am so proud of your hard work. I hope to come have tea with you one day. Sparkling Susan, one of your YouTube followers. I would love to have tea with you. I really would. Do you live in Michigan? If you live on this side of Michigan. I'm not traveling. If you watched my video the other day, you know I don't like to drive. I'm not a driver. Although David has to go. David has some kind of weird insurance, health insurance, I don't know, that he can afford, and dental insurance. And so he has to get a root canal done, and he has to go to Flint, which is about an hour and a half north of here. That's the closest one that accepts the insurance. And they're going to put him out because they're going to do a couple teeth, and he didn't want to have to drive, so I'm going to be bringing him. So I'll be driving. Scary. What else was I going to say? Oh, I had to go to Kroger's today because I had to pick up a couple things. And Denise said, well, since you're going, can you pick something up for me? And I said, yeah. And then Jim wanted candy for the candy basket. And I said, I'm not buying candy for the candy basket. He said, I'll give you money, buy me candy for the candy basket. And I said, oh. So I said, okay. So I went to Kroger's, and the lines are just really long. The whole day today, I kept thinking it was Saturday. I don't know why. I have a clock that tells me what the day is. It just has a Saturday feel, and I think it's just because Jim was home and I didn't have any kids, and it just, so all day I kept thinking it was Saturday. Even when I was shopping, I'm thinking, why aren't there more people here? This is a Saturday. It was Friday. But anyway, they had a lot of, they had some free Friday downloads that I wanted to get, and then they had some really good deals on things for Friday, and Denise didn't want them, so I was going to put them on Denise's order, because you have like a card that you use with your phone number, and so I was going to get some of the stuff from hers, and then I was going to get some of the stuff from mine, and then I was just going to pay her, blah, 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 all this stuff. But, and the lines were just, like I said, really long, so I went to the do-it-yourself scan. So I did Jim's first, his candy, and I put the money in, and didn't give me the right change back. So I had to wait for because there's one person that watches 8 of the machines. So I had to wait till she came over, and she made the adjustment, she gave me the money. And so then I said, well, can you give me 5 singles for my $5 bill? Because I knew that I was going to have to give Denise change from hers. And how did that work? Oh no, I had to have some singles. So I gave her the $5 bill, and she says, well, I have to wait till I open up the register. And I said, well, okay, I have 2 more orders, I'll wait. So then I did Denise's order, and the yogurt that was free didn't come up. And so I called the lady over, and I said, well, the yogurt didn't come out free. And she says, well, because you probably didn't download the coupon. And I go, well, she said she downloaded the coupon. And, all of the other stuff, the coupons went through. And she says, well, she obviously didn't do that. Now, this aggravated me, because they have a little sheet of paper that she could have just scanned it. It was 79 cents. I mean, it's just 79 cents. I understand. But it's like, just scan, 79 cents. So anyway, I thought, okay, fine, whatever. So then I put the money in for Denise's. It gives me back too much money. So I called the lady over. And I said, the machine gave me too much money. And she says, so why are you complaining? I said, because it's not my money. It's the store's money. You need to take the money back. So she says, fine, whatever. So I give her the money back. And so I said, well, where's my 5 singles? And she says, well, I put the $5 bill in the register. And I'm like, but you didn't give me 5 singles. Oh, that's right, I didn't. Well, I have to wait till I open up the register. Fine, whatever. So then I go and I ring up all my stuff. Now, I know I downloaded all my coupons, because I do that before I left. And I get all done with my whole order, and none of my coupons went through. So she comes over with my 5 singles, and I tell her, none of this stuff came through. I downloaded my coupon, and then I opened up my phone to show her that they were all downloaded, because it showed that it was downloaded to my card. She said, well, you might have put the wrong phone number in, because you just put your phone number in. And I go, no, I know my phone number. I know I put the right phone number in, and some of my stuff did come up, but not all of it. And so she says, well, I can't fix it now, because you're going to have to go up to the counter. So I had to go up to the manager's counter and wait in line there. And there was this sweet, sweet, sweet old lady who must have been as lonely could be, because she never shut up. She was talking about just nonsense to the lady. And the lady kept looking at me. The manager kept looking at me, and I thought, I'm in no hurry. It's Saturday. I'm in no hurry. So I get up there, and then I explain the situation and that, and she says, well, I don't understand why she just didn't fix it. She could have fixed it at the register. And I said, well, I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble. I just want my money. She said, no, I don't blame you. So then she did all of that. I got $9.72 back. Yeah, it was worth standing in the line. And then I got home, and I've just been busy all day. I had a vegetable platter, which you've seen before. And then I had a peach, and I had a banana. I had a pot of tea. Like I said, I don't eat much on Fridays. So I'm going to go tomorrow. I think I'm 0.1 ahead of Slim Sue's down, because she said she's lost 73.3 and I've lost 73.4. So I'm a 1.1 of a pound ahead of her. And then Ange, I think, lost 0.4, so I got to lose at least 0.5 tomorrow, so that I can't let her beat me. And I know I'm not going to be into the 20s. The brat beat me into the 20s. I realize that. But, I'm going to get to those teens before her, because I have a plan of attack for next week. Even with my birthday next Saturday, I have a plan of attack, because I have a high point dinner for my birthday dinner. But, it's one day, like I always say, and, oh, that's dusty. I got distracted from the dust. I got to dust that. Anyway, it's just one day, it's one meal, and looking forward to my turtle cake. So, other than that, that's about it for tonight. Jim and I are going to go watch the season finale of Yellowstone with Kevin Costner. It's on the Paramount Network. We really like that show. And then I'm going to just watch some videos tonight. Leave it at that. So I will see you guys in the morning on my way to my meeting, and hoping for at least a half a pound of a loss.